Did you go back to the hotel? Did you sleep? Did you eat? Did you shower? Take a nap?
So right away I went, I cooled down, and I remember getting off the mat like knowing I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I felt amazing. I mean, I felt ready to wrestle match two right then and there. I was ready to get back on the mat and go again if I had to. But I went and cooled down a little bit, and then went back to the hotel, got my nutrition in me, got my food in me, all that, and just kind of relaxed. I didn't want to sleep. Just because then I got to do another hard warm up to really get that out of me. So I just hung out with my dad a little bit, hung out with Barnett, and we just kind of chilled, walked around a little bit, stayed loose, and just talked about everything but wrestling for a little bit of time, and just didn't think about the match too much. And then hour and a half before the next match, I kind of headed over and started zoning back in. So
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's we'll play this match too here, and just kind of talk us through it. Thoughts, anything that goes through your mind. We can just kind of chat while it's happening.
yeah,
But you were confident at this point, huh?
yeah. Yeah, the big thing going into this one, I didn't want to give up as big a lead in the first, so I was trying to be a little bit smarter early.
Yeah. You ever try to bait guys into your legs?
Yeah, a little bit too much sometimes, but yeah, I do quite a bit.
I mean, you seem as comfortable with somebody on your leg as the opposite sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, he's so good positionally. That's probably a guy like Fix. It's not the best idea to let, especially early in the match, let him in. But yeah, probably a little too upright still.
And I
Yeah,
wasn't
the
even
big
necessarily
thing.
talking about this, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but yeah, the big thing too is like early on moving my feet. So if he did get to the legs, right, it wasn't at a great angle to finish and make it hard on him, and exhaust him that way a little bit too.
There goes that left hand back to the head constantly.
And this was a position actually that I worked on a lot because the first match we wrestled last year, he sat all the way through and put me on my back here. So covering his head was a big thing and keeping my weight a little bit more forward.
Is that what they call?
And they called two, and then we challenged this.
So we can kind of skim through this challenge, Tyler. All right, so this is watch. Yeah, I guess they took it away.
Yeah, they took one away, and then that's the one I had both feet tied up, and he
Oh
kicked
no!
away, and that was a big turn of events right there. If I would have finished that one, could have helped a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if I scored in the first 2 minutes in any of the matches.
Still kind of trying to chase him and watching your left hand just keeps clunk.
Yeah, and then I was trying to put that elbow on his kind of on his shoulder, and I guess I did. Minute 56 in on that one.
So what do you think about the step out rule, the way it's called throughout these matches? There's a lot of people have a lot of confusion on all sides.
Yeah, it's pretty inconsistent, I'd say, right? Because and I don't know, like people obviously game it and use it to and as you should, why if you can go down and not get scored on, why wouldn't you? But
Right.
at the same time, it's hard because refs call it different and stuff like that. And in the rule book, right, it's even you never see really it be called if a guy's go to their knee purposely, I think it's supposed to be like a caution and one if they are evading action and stuff. You don't really ever see that called either. And so I think it's tough to know what's going on or what's going to happen. It's kind of I think sometimes I get it. I think there's one where I don't think I scored right there. And then, right, the similar thing happens. I get points. So it's like, I don't even know if I'm going to get, it's kind of go out of bounds and look at the refs and see what
Yeah.
happens.
Well, then you see the guy on the mat. He says something, and then but they're not
Yeah.
agreeing, which is
Yeah.
which is crazy.
I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, just look over at the scoreboard after something like that and see what they put up, and then keep wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah. We can skim through this break, Tyler. There wasn't a huge crowd, but they were freaking in for their boy.
Oh yeah, at the end of the second one, they weren't, or at the end of this one, they weren't too happy.
Yeah. Man, look at that defense.
He walks me out here.
That's
But yeah,
impressive,
I mean,
though.
it's still, and that was another big thing. If I'm gonna get scored on or taken down, it's always out of bounds, not having to deal with his top wrestling, which right, I trained a lot for it, but better off if he doesn't
Yeah.
get his chance on top.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. We all know Dayton's nails on parterre. Yeah. Smart. Smart tactically. Forward two. 2 minutes to go. It's looking like Fix is going to make the world team.
Surprising, yeah. I've only watched this a couple times since.
Do you usually watch, I'm sure not every match,
Yeah, I'll
but
go. I'll
big
go
ones?
back and watch, kind of just jot some things down and talk it through. But yeah, not a ton. Yeah, like I said, I've actually watched a lot more film in the last 6 7 months than I have in a long time though.
And more on when you're watching film the last 6 7 months, is it more on you or the opposition or a split?
It used to be all I'd only watch really my stuff, but now it's almost all just watching my opponents watch other guys
Yeah.
or watch my opponents wrestle other guys. I've kind of been looking at each of the top guys in the world right now and watching their film too, looking at that international stuff. So
Yeah, I was
been fun.
curious. Who impresses you internationally? Well, let's go. Let's look through that sequence here real quick, because this was crazy. Can we go back and see that one more time? And like you said, all you can do is wrestle, right? I
Yeah.
understand that.
Yeah, and
That's
they
one of
ended up
those.
giving me one. It was close. His toe looked like it might have skimmed on the circle around, and I don't know.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was a
yeah.
close one.
No doubt. But man, like, just continuing to press forward and like, but Fix is still winning. Do you think much when you wrestle, or you just feel and go, or
Yeah,
combination?
I probably sometimes think too much. Like, I'm always like, when I get scored on what did I do wrong there? What do I got to do different when I get up to my feet? And yeah, I think quite a bit when I wrestle. I don't think I hear anybody like anything anybody really says ever.
Yeah, I'm just
Like even
curious.
I'll
Like,
go over to my 30-second break and I'll be thinking about what I got to do next and stuff. So I don't really hear what anybody's saying in the corner, and I run back out there.
that's interesting. Like, what do you think at this point? If you are like, obviously you're just going, but
Yeah, I mean, just a lot move, and right, don't get caught underneath him. Keep moving your feet, get an angle, find a way to the legs. But yeah, I knew I just needed the push out, so it was just I cannot get caught under this guy, front head position and waste this last 20 seconds here. Stay on your feet and get through them.
so it's all about the push out basically.
Yeah.
Trying to get that stuff out. Dang, I can't believe I was impressed. It's very freaking. I can't believe he just did this, but you got to
I know.
fight him off for 15 seconds.
And yeah, this is one area I worked on a lot too, is just no late scores, because that's where last couple of years I've lost some big matches. It's just letting guys in late.
Yeah. So now, okay, now you don't have a 3 hour break. You have like less than an hour, probably, maybe an hour. I forget exactly where you guys fell in the lineup, but
Yeah.
now you just go up back to the room and hang out for a second and get in that quick. Not, well, what'd you do?
Yeah, yeah. Went back up. Same similar cool down, right? Jogging a couple laps, cooling down, and then get liquids in me, get my hydration stuff in me, and get a little bit of food and energy, and then relax. And then, like you said, it was a real short turnaround, so it wasn't right. I thought a little bit more about areas and stuff, and it was similar, right? Similar game plan, but yeah, just relax, and when it's time to go, get up and get ready. But
Um,
like I said, I felt really good, like physically this tournament. So I wasn't like by the third match, I felt just as good as the first match, strength and conditioning wise. So
they say momentum's not a thing, but I had to feel damn good having just one going into the third match.
I was extremely confident, and I was confident going into the first one, but it was going out and actually doing it gives you a whole new confidence, especially seeing 11-0, lose 5-5, win 5-4. It was kind of, the gap was changing the opposite direction a little bit more each time, so it was just stepping on the gas pedal now, and not trying to go win a close one. Now just go do your thing and be ready.
Can you think of another experience or example where you lost big, kind of lost close, won, where you felt that pendulum swing the opposite direction?
Yeah, I think a lot. I'm trying to think of some specific examples. I think Mitch McKee was another one in freestyle. When I wrestled him for the world team spot, we had a best out of 3, but he pinned me at the open. And then I actually think I beat him the first match, but then he beat me. So maybe a little different there.
But
That
like,
was a
okay,
3-match series. But yeah, I think that it's a lot of times that, yeah, I always do just a little bit better. I mean, Megaludis was another one, right? I got beat by him 4-1, and then, turn around and beat him the next time around. So just being able to feel guys out and get that, in mat, you can, like I said, film is huge and it's super important, but guys feel, it feels a little different than you expect sometimes. DeSanto was another one. He beat me that first time, and then next couple of times I did bet a little. I won the next one. The next one I won by a couple more and stuff. So just getting that feeling, being able to in your head make those adjustments as you go is
yep,
big.
yep, and adjustments you've made. Well, we got match number 3 here. Let's just kind of roll through that as well. Obviously third and decisive match. Winner goes to the World Championships. Yeah, let's let it roll, Tyler. Like, did you watch Dayton last year at the World Championships, or live or after the fact?
Yeah, yeah. No, I watched. I think just about every one of them. Yeah, I remember semis. He had a real good guy, and he freaking inside tripped him and locked up his trap arm, and it was over in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it was close. I think 4-1 in the finals against Megomedov.
So the 1 point, I'm guessing, hardly phase you. Like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, a little used to that day.
Yeah.
Did it feel like everyone was against you?
Yeah, I mean, he was definitely getting all the cheers, and then that first match, I was getting the boos walking out. Luckily, my dad's a little loud, so I could hear him a lot of the time, and he screams enough, so knew I had at least a couple fans there.
What was he yelling?
Usually just "Let's go, Gross," over and over.
I love it. It's great. Boot scoot. Now that's gonna be 1. Yeah. You probably ready for that boot scoot, huh?
Yeah, that's the one with that left, elbow. Sometimes I'm not keeping it down enough.
But who internationally? I think we're asking about that and something got going. Who internationally impresses you at your weight?
Um, I mean, I know they're all beatable watching them. And I don't know how to pronounce names very good. I kind of just go off of the international rankings that you guys got and copy paste and go
Yeah.
watch the matches. So I don't even know. the names of most of them, but the dude because Rush is out and Fix was number 2, the number 3 guy that he wrestled in the semis. I watched a lot of his stuff, and he works really hard for like lace on top, and he kind of does a real unorthodox lace. So just getting, I think parterre is going to be a huge over the next few months, just continuing developing that, and just don't give those guys a chance on top, really.
Like as I'm hearing you talk about watching film, it almost feels like the next evolution of Seth Gross. Like we saw this guy who was creative and good on the mat, who could just feel it out and do his thing, and now it's like you're adding this extra element that, like you even mentioned before, like you didn't have. Why not do it if you can?
Yeah, exactly. It's like we have so many resources available. It's like why would you not use everything you have in front of you? It was basically just me having a tool that I was throwing away and not using, and it's right in front of you. So it's like I think it's a huge thing, especially because I don't get to go wrestle internationally a ton, and luckily I'll be going over to one of the ranking series 1 and doing that beforehand, but getting a little bit of a feel.
Okay, at the beginning of the match, you're like, okay, step out, no big deal. But at any point, you're like, oh shit, like, what's going on here?
I mean, I was still all right. I knew this at the end of the period. I was like, I gotta go. I gotta get a point here and score late, and
So now
that was a big right there. I felt going into the second period really confident because of that takedown right there. I think going in 4-0, that's that's tough to climb up, but after I scored that takedown, I was like, let's just pick it up here and keep it rolling.
Heck yeah.
And you barely made it to Stillwater, right?
Yo, that's right. Yep, I had crazy. I was down by 9 in the first round, and then
No, I mean just actual flights.
Oh, you're talking about the trip? Yeah, Stillwater.
Physical,
Yeah. No, yeah, I had crazy travel. Yeah, getting out there. I got there late the night before. Got a workout in at like 9 or 8:30, 9 p.m. with my partner to get the weight off and stuff. And then the funny thing is, so our flight got canceled originally. We got rebooked. The lady rebooked me on a one-way ticket to Tulsa, and so the next day. Actually, the day I was wrestling, I found out that she booked me on a one-way. I didn't have a ticket home for the next day, so I had to figure that out. And the flight was full, and luckily they ended up getting me on after being on hold for like 2-3 hours. But
after you wrestled,
so I was dealing with this actually on that long break we had.
No way.
Between my matches, it was funny because I called and I was like. Thought it was a mistake on the app or something and that, hey, they're going to fix this up or whatever. But I called and they were like, oh, you don't have a ticket home. And then I sat on hold for like 2 hours and my phone was just sitting there. And then it was time to warm up. I remember I gave my phone to Bo and I was like, just come. I'm going to start warming up. Give me my phone when the lady comes back on. And finally she came back on in the middle of my warm up. I was like, talked to her for a second. And she's like, fortunately, we were able to get you your seat back and whatever. But I thought I wasn't going to get home the next day.
Oh, dude, that is crazy. You're getting ready for freaking match 2.
I know it. I probably should have just hung up the phone and focused in, but I was like, man, I've been on hold for 2 hours. I'm not hanging up now.
I'm invested.
Exactly.
Did you really take an Uber from Tulsa to Stillwater?
Oh, yeah. You want to know the funnier part about that? So, yeah, I got to Tulsa. None of the car rental places would give me a one-way. Right? Because my flight was out of Stillwater to get home, and none would give me them unless I returned them to Tulsa. So we Ubered. I Ubered all the way to Stillwater. My phone was dying at the time. I type in Hampton, and I just hit go. And we get to Stillwater. We get to the Hampton, and it was the wrong Hampton that we Ubered to. And my phone's dead at the time. I get to the front desk. I'm like, checking in for Seth Gross, and she's like, we don't have Seth. I was like, is it under Sunkist? Is it under this? She's like, unfortunately, we have nothing. Can you figure it out? I was like, my phone's dead. Can I go charge my phone in the lobby? Phone finally turns on. It's the other Hampton in town. And so then we had to Uber from that Hampton to the other Hampton. And yeah, it was a crazy day getting there.
Dang. And here we are, the final leg of the next day. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
A wild match. So that's not an ideal travel schedule.
No, not at all. Not how I expected it to go.
What did they call here? That was 2U?
Yeah, they gave me 2 on that.
Yeah, I think so. Dang, slips right around. Kyle, you know how to do that, right?
I'm the master at that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and
It's
that's
just
the one. So they challenge. I think they lose the challenge here, and then I knew that he had to get to 8. 2-1, 2-1 put him in the lead.
you keep
I was
track
like,
of this, or somebody on the corner told you this?
I remembered this in my head. I was like, I had all 2s, and he had a lot of push outs. So it's like he's got to get a takedown and a push out to beat me.
Are you typically aware of like who would hold criteria?
Yeah, that's why I was so upset in the first match because I don't know why I didn't remember that the caution puts you ahead. If you have the exact same points, the caution
Mm-hmm.
puts you ahead. But if I would have had like a 2 point and he didn't, I would have won. But yeah, usually I have it all squared up and know exactly where I'm at.
So that's 2 more. That's gonna ice it,
Wow.
right? Yeah. Dang. Freaking did it.
Yep, got it done.
What do you remember about this right here?
Man, just emotional. This, like I said, even getting there and just things I've dealt with over the past 6 months. A lot of ups and downs, and just getting it done just was a a special moment. And when nobody thinks you're gonna do something, and you're gonna do it, and then you actually go and do it. It's just, yeah, it's a special feeling.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. I don't know what's some. You said a lot of things that happened in the last 6 months, ups and downs. Is there anything you can share with us?
Yeah,
That
absolutely. I mean, big thing is 6 months ago, my hip was killing me, and obviously I had a previous spinal fusion. And like I said, I'm still working on building my strength. It was at that time I was still working on building my size and strength back. But I went in, and because my hip was extremely bad, and I got an MRI, and I had a really bad labral tear in my hip, and then I had an impingement, and then they said my hip was actually at an angle, and a bunch of stuff wrong with it, and like it was getting to the point where I could barely freaking stand straight, like, and then it was going into my back and just causing my previous, where I had the spinal fusion, just be extremely tight. And so it was just not fun. And so, like I said, I got that MRI and sat down with the doctor, and he was kind of like, "Hey, you got to think about having surgery at some point because it's going to keep getting worse and worse." And I was like, you know, I got the stuff coming up this year, and it was kind of talking with my family, talking to people close to me, like, hey, should I try to get through this year and then deal with it? Should I, throw in the towel for this year and get ready for 23? And I kind of asked him, what are some things I can do if I'm gonna go get through this year, and he was like, I could prescribe you some anti-inflammatory, some stronger ones, and if you need shots, we can do that. And I was like, I can try the pills for now. And for a couple weeks, I tried just the anti-inflammatories, and they did help. Like, they got me through a couple workouts, and I'd feel all right, feel pretty good. But it was like long term, they started helping less and less, and it started to get back where it was. And that's actually, so I tweeted out the other day, kind of right around that time is when I was like, I got to figure out how can I get the inflammation out of my body without having to just take pills daily. And then
Yeah.
I stumbled upon actually doing the carnivore diet around that time too.
Oh yeah.
And so that was, keto, carnivore. There's a few different ones that really just take inflammation out of your body and really, help with that. Just doing that. So I started, it's like, I'm going to, let's try it this year and let's go all in on this diet and see, if it really does take the inflammation and you can kind of settle down the hip and see if it feels better. And I started doing that, and it was a little bit better at first, a little bit better, and it just kind of kept helping and helping and helping. And I'd be 100% honest right now, my hip has zero pain. I didn't do surgery, didn't do anything, zero pain in my back now. And I haven't, I've done that diet pretty disciplined since then. And yeah, like I said, it's like insane how it's really just healed that up, and I haven't had any problems. But like I said, at the time, I didn't know if I was gonna compete, not compete. I was looking at days to schedule my surgery and all this and that, and ended up not doing it after I tried out this diet, and it made such a big difference over the last 6 months.
So 6 months ago. That was my question. When did you start? And then, like, describe breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or 1 day of eating. What that typically looks like.
Yeah. So I'll just throw out yesterday, and one thing I do, so probably 4 or 5 days a week, it's full 100% carnivore, no carbs, and then 2-3 days a week, or if I'm competing, I'll throw in fruits and honey and things like that. But like a typical day, like yesterday, was lighter workout and not as much, so I didn't do any carbs. So it was in the morning I do like 5 eggs, and then I do this beef breakfast sausage with the eggs. That's kind of the breakfast for me. And then for lunch, what did I do yesterday? I actually did a 16-ounce New York strip, and then three eggs with that.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, I eat a lot of steak. So it gets to be spendy. So actually, Hy-Vee has actually been going crazy with these deals, like 50% off, like New York strips and this and that. So whenever they do those deals, I buy like
a bunch,
$200 worth, throw them in the freezer and stuff, and have it on hand. But yeah, yesterday it was New York strip for lunch with some eggs, and then for dinner it was a ribeye with some eggs as well. So yeah, it was yesterday was like that. But like I said, today I'm gonna work out 2-3 times today. So I had fruit. So I had what I have this morning. I actually had bananas and cherries, and then I had the same thing, eggs and sausage. And then I love raw honey is my other big thing that I put on all my fruit. And then I kind of go through my workouts today. I don't eat, so I kind of don't eat a lot throughout the day until I'm done working out, but I'll just eat like a couple fruits here or there. And then tonight I'll have another huge steak and probably like 6-7 eggs tonight. But
what?
Yeah, a lot of protein. It's like a super heavy protein base. So keto's like where it's a lot more fat and then a little bit of protein, where I'm doing a ton of protein, and then a medium amount of fat, and then a little bit of carbs here and there.
No vegetables.
It's basic.
Vegetables?
Zero vegetables.
Wow.
No, zero. And to be honest with you, even before this diet, I wasn't a vegetable fan, so I probably hadn't eaten a vegetable in 3-4 years. So I'm not a vegetable guy ever. So
potato, you have potatoes.
So that was so previous to this diet. I probably like my bread, my potatoes, my starches way too much, and I think that vegetable oils, seed oils, things like that were just killing me. And I was like, before my diet I was doing all macros, like just tracking, what I need for carbs, what I need for proteins, what I need for fats, and kind of sticking to, I forget what the numbers were, but I had my numbers that I had to hit each day, and I was sticking to that. But the carbs I was eating was majority bread, majority potatoes, majority things like that. And so I think that had a lot to do with the inflammation in my body. So actually switching to this has just been game changer.
Is it mostly red meat, or do you eat chicken and pork?
Yeah, and so that's right. So that was my last couple of days, and I love my red meat, but I'll throw chicken in there. I'll actually do 2 times a week. I'll do like organs. So I'll do beef liver or beef heart, chicken liver, chicken heart, things like that. And so I'll do that twice a week, just because they're so much more nutrient dense, and they have a lot more vitamins, minerals, and things like that are important. So I'll do that 2 times a week, and then I'll mix it up. Like I never tried it until I started this, but I love lamb leg. Is one that I absolutely love. It's a little more fatty. It's really good. Then a little more spendy, so I don't do it as much. But like elk and bison are unbelievable too. So yeah, I like to mix it up and try different ones. Lately, it's just been, like I said, I got a crazy deal at Hy-Vee, so I just been kind of going through that stuff right now.
That's crazy, carnivore diet. You're the first person who maybe I've known somebody, but I didn't know that person was on a carnivore diet. So it's pretty.
Yeah, it's just funny though. I put the tweet out kind of about it, and it's like everybody's like, "That's pretty cool. I want to try it," or "I'm doing this or that," and then you got the people that are like, "There's no way, long term this is gonna kill you," and this and that, and so terrible. So it's been funny just seeing people in the comments arguing about it and going back and forth. But yeah, I
People,
tried it, and then, like I said, one big thing that got me into it too, like I was researching at the time, is there's this huge community. Sean Baker's kind of the dude that revolutionized it, wrote a book on it, and he's got like a big community. And I was just reading a ton of the like what people, the results they've had, and there's thousands and thousands of testimonies and things that people were saying as far as how it's helped them, and that was a big thing. Just reading how many people had this impact from doing this carnivore diet, that I was like, I'm gonna at least try it and see what I think for myself. And if it didn't work for me, it didn't work for me. If it does, it does. And so that was that.
How long did it take? You're like, all right, I'm starting it today. How long till you were like, this might be working, or maybe like, this is definitely working?
Yeah, I think that I tried it out, and at first, like I said, it was kind of slow at first. Like I felt probably similar, and honestly, at first a little bit different. I like not bad, but just like a little bit off. And then 2-3 weeks in, I was like, I feel pretty good. And then my energy levels really just actually started going up. I felt a lot better throughout the day. And one thing I noticed, I was sleeping so much better, and that I think attributed a lot to me having a lot of energy, feeling good throughout the day. And I'd say about month to 2 months in is really when I really started like, hey, this is awesome. And the hard thing about it too is probably the hardest thing is traveling and doing the carnivore diet. Like I'm still trying to figure out, like when I go over season stuff, how am I gonna manage this and make sure I have what I need. So that's been a big thing. Like the last couple kind of finally like have my game plan. Like whenever I travel, I cook like 10 pounds of ground beef and like 10 pounds of eggs and throw it in the cooler, bring it with me and heat it up wherever I go. And but yeah, that was kind of the hard thing. But yeah, a couple months in, it was like, I absolutely love this, and I feel the best I felt in a really long time. So we're going to keep doing this.
Sweet. They'll feed you some horse over in Russia. So.
Oh yeah, I'm ready for it. I'll try some more.
It's good meat, I'm sure. Man, the carnivore diet, that's great. Very, I can tell you're passionate about it. That's great.
Yeah.
But we got Kyle Klingman sitting over here, hanging tight. He's been waiting patiently to try to bust you up.
Yeah.
Got 5 questions hoping to make you sweat. Before I get to that, though, I got to know how much that Uber ride costed from Tulsa to Stillwater. That's about an hour.
It was like an hour 50. Yeah, it's like an hour 10, hour 15. It was like $98. So it wasn't actually terrible.
That's not bad.
Yeah. I thought it was gonna be way more. I was like, but yeah, it was like $98.
Same thing happened to me one time in Pittsburgh. No rental cars anywhere, and I had to get to State College. So I had an Uber.
How much was that one?
It was like $300.
Oh man.
Yeah, counting was not happy. I got an email about that one.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right.
Kyle.
So, question number 1: you are the only Division I NCAA wrestling champion in South Dakota State history, but there have been numerous D2 champions. Name the 3-time D2 NCAA champion from South Dakota State who currently has a son wrestling at Michigan and 2 sons wrestling at Cal Poly.
Oh, it's one. I don't know his first name. Is it Chad?
It's Chad. Well, you know his first name.
Chad Lamer.
Yep. You got it. Nice work.
You did know.
Number 2. Who did Chris Bono defeat during the 1996 NCAA Championship Finals?
Oh, I've watched this a million times. I'm gonna forget the guy's name.
You've watched it, huh?
Oh,
Do you know the
I've
school?
watched a lot of times. Man.
96, you say, Kyle?
96.
This funny. It was like I was born like on the same day that he was wrestling
No way.
for the championship. March 15, 96, my birthday. I don't know.
All right. His name's Charlie Bex from Ohio State.
Yep.
Charlie
Bex. All right. Number 3, what year did Rana Gross win a cadet world title?
2015.
Yep. Got that one.
If I missed that one, I'd be in trouble.
Yeah.
All right. Number 4, what former 2-time NCAA wrestling champion from the University of Wisconsin is a United States congressman for Ohio?
Jim Jordan.
Yep. You got it. And number 5, after you left the University of Iowa and before you arrived at South Dakota State, you sold cell phones at Target Mobile in Minnesota. Make your pitch to Mark Bader about why he needs a new cell phone.
I mean, working with it. Oh man, jeez, I wasn't prepared for that one. What kind of phone you got right now?
I have a Razor.
Actually,
No.
oh, I was gonna say,
I thought we were role playing. I have an iPhone.
iPhone. All right. Well, pitch for you is oh man. I didn't sell many. I wasn't good at I never said I was good at selling phones. I sold phones because oh man, I don't got a pitch for you. Just buy a phone, please, so I can make some money.
Okay.
Jeez.
Let me just, here would be my pitch. Like based on
help
what's
me out.
happening. I would say, hey, listen, I was on my way to the World Team Trials. My cell phone died because of a bad battery. You don't want that happening to you because I might not have made the World Team without a new cell phone. So, Mark, you need a new cell phone to make sure that your battery's charged because your livelihood could depend on it.
Wow. All right. Pitch. Look at that. Now I got a pitch to use if I ever get back into the business.
Yeah.
I was more I'm more sat back and people, if they came in to get a phone, they came in. If not, wasn't a good salesman.
It sounds like you weren't commission based.
I think we got a little bit, but it was majority, like not much for commission.
It wasn't worth your time.
Otherwise wouldn't have been doing well.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know if we're gonna give you that last one, but that's 3 out of 5. So,
all right, I'll take it.
That's good. You got the Rana Gross one.
As long as I got the one about Rana, right?
Yeah. For sure, man. Sweet. So yeah, your summer's kind of set up for you, huh? What you guys got some training camps?
First week of July out to Colorado, and then from there we go to Tunisia for the ranking series, and then August there's another one, and then get rolling into Worlds September.
Awesome, man. Cool. Well, Seth, we wish you the best of luck. Really, really excited that you're on the team, and I think can make a huge splash internationally. I think your style is going to be a lot for people to handle. So
yeah, I appreciate it. I'm excited and looking forward to it, and I appreciate you guys having me on today.
Yeah, thanks so much, Seth. We'll see you later. Kick some ass this summer.
Thanks.
All right, thanks. Bye-bye. All right, man. You stumped him there with the cell phone deal, Kyle.
Well,
I think he started to sweat.
Cell phone? Well, he may have. Hopefully, my pitch to you spurred you on to get a new cell phone.
Yeah, I need a new cell phone. I'll get a new one. That's cool. Thanks.
All right,
folks.
I did it.
He did it. That's it for today's show. For Kyle and Mark. See you later.